Hi, welcome back to the garden. We're actually going to start with the chicken area this week. Okay, so I've been still working on getting the chicken run built. Now, the original plan, since I had a 3-day weekend, was to get all of these posts in last weekend. As you can see by the giant hole in the ground, that didn't work out so well. It was a nice 3-day weekend with MLK Day, but it was also about 15 degrees at night, and then it got up into the 30s during the day. Like, when I say into the 30s, I mean like 31, 32. And cement won't set when it's that cold. So, my plans to get these posts all cemented didn't work out, and I ended up, the ones that are here actually got put in last night. I didn't see by the hole in the ground, I still need to put more in. Hopefully tonight I can get the rest of those before Sabbath, or at least some of them. Maybe get the rest Sunday. Now, in the garden, as I mentioned, it got really cold. The onions here survived. They're going to overwinter, and I'll get onions in the spring. That was pretty much expected. The chard didn't do too well. Now, it's possible if I just leave this that the chard will continue growing and come back from the roots. And that happened to some of my plants last year when it froze. But honestly, I've got so much dehydrated chard and I don't eat that much, I'm probably going to rip those out when I get the chance. What little foliage was left on the peppers has died. I still have some pepper, like actual fruits that could be harvested. But frankly, I also have more peppers than I can use at the moment. I was even giving some away. I was just going to let those die where they are. They might end up seeding themselves into the bed, but probably not. And then over here, the last of my tomatoes died. Now, there are some fruits in there that might be okay to harvest, but I also have more cherry tomatoes than I can use, so I'm not going to bother. Well, yeah, they might go to, the seeds might produce there. The big concern with the freeze, though, for what we want to keep alive, was the Kalamansi tree. And we basically wrapped this in blankets and covered it. The cement block and the bags of mulch were just used to hold the blanket in place. These U-posts are actually just there so I know where it is and we don't run it over with a mower. But that seems to have survived the freeze. Kind of see how this does for the rest of the winter, and hopefully that turns into a tree next year, because that thing should be like 8 feet tall and producing. Kalamansi are kind of halfway between lime and an orange. It's a Filipino tree, so very much not used to frozen weather, but hopefully that survives. And speaking of trees, let's walk over here. The Marungi trees got brought a little closer to the house so it would be warmer, and it looks like the little growth that was on them has died, but hopefully the wood itself in the roots are okay. We're probably not going to get anything off these until next year anyways. We'll put them into the ground in spring, so we'll see how it goes. That's pretty much it for this week. Hopefully next week I'll get seeds started for peppers, tomatoes, whatever else we decide to grow next year. It's about the right time to start seeds inside, and then once it gets warm out here I can bring them out.